Hello and welcome back to Mama B's Kitchen. Today we are making our traditional New Year's Eve pizza dough. I'd like to give credit to my husband's father's sister, Carmela Bondi, in Detroit, and give a hello to all of our cousins and extended family there, and wish them a Happy New Year. This has been our tradition since our boys have been little. We always spend New Year's Eve together as a family and enjoy each other's company and enjoy our traditional pizza. So first thing we have to do is get the yeast into some warm water while we prepare the rest of the dough. Put some warm water in a measuring cup. I use 2 packages of active dry yeast, not the rapid rise, just the active dry. Mix it up with a little fork and let it just sit in there while I prepare the rest. Okay. For our pizza dough, we use 6 cups of flour, and I'll put this on the website also after we get done. And also a nice story about the pizza dough, which you can follow up with on the website, on the YouTube video, or on Facebook. Also, 6 cups of flour could be a nice thick Sicilian pizza, or after you put it in the cookie sheet later and spread it out to rise again, you can take off some of it and make 2 pizzas, a thinner crust pizza also. So to this we add half a cup of sugar, half a cup of olive oil, another bottle which I've saved. This used to have maple syrup in it. And then we add our yeast. It's really great having the KitchenAid. We use the kneader for it. And as this starts to knead, we're going to watch it to see when it forms into a ball or if it needs a little bit more water. So we get the kneader going, and we're watching it to see if we need to add more water or more flour as it starts to knead. So it seems to need a little bit more water, and we just keep watching it. And in the meantime, you can start to get ready for your next pizza dough if you're making more than 1 pizza, which everybody is home, so we will be making 3 pizza doughs today. They like lots of different toppings. We make a chicken parmesan, a pepperoni. We might make one with fresh tomatoes and fresh mozzarella and basil. Still a little bit more water. So as you see all the flour come off the sides of the bowl in the KitchenAid, and it's forming a ball around the kneader, it's pretty much ready to come out of the kneader and into a bowl to be covered to rise. And this one is ready to go. So this dough is ready. It just came out of the bowl. As you can see, there's no flour left in it. It's all in there. And that's what you need to look for when you know your pizza dough is ready to come out. We're going to put it in a bowl. We put a little olive oil on it so it stays moist while it's rising. Just a little. And we rub it over the dough. We put a towel on top. And it's ready to sit on the counter and rise. Once it rises in the bowl, then we take it out of the bowl and we put it in the pan that we want to use to bake it in and let it rise again with the towel on top. But we'll talk more about that later. I'm going to make 2 more pizza doughs. After all your pizza doughs are made, what you want to do while it's rising is make sure all of your toppings are ready, and you can also make your sauce, which we'll do in another session. I'll show you how I make the pizza sauce. So tune back in a little bit later and we'll go over the rest of it. It's kind of a process. It takes a while because everything has to rise 2 times, and then we'll also show you the finished product later on. Okay, so we have 3 pizza doughs made, ready to rise. I'll be watching them during the day, but in the meantime, I'll make sure that my chicken cutlets are warmed up, my mozzarella is shredded, my sauce is ready to go, my pepperoni is sliced up, and everything is cleaned up, and my pans will have olive oil in them, and they'll be ready to go. It's been great having the KitchenAid, but before I had that, which wasn't until my 4 sons were teenagers, I used to give each of them a dough to knead. And my husband would get in there too sometimes. And then I would go back and forth and see if one needed flour or water or what it needed. And then they would put them in the bowls. But it has been a pleasure. I also didn't mention that when you are kneading, I put it on the first notch. So it's kneading slowly, and that you can see what it needs to be added to your dough. So we'll come back later on and show you the rest of the process. First thing you have to do is generously put some oil into each of the pans and spread it out so that you can place the dough in the pan and then let it rise. Make sure you get it onto the sides of the pan also. And you're going to take each dough out of the bowl, and it's nice and you're able to stretch it out now. Put it into the pan. Spread it out as much as you can. Try and make it even as possible. And even if you don't get it to stretch all the way out to the whole pan right now, once you put the towel back on it, it will rise again, and you can stretch it out more after that. But this is going pretty well. This pizza dough is spread out very nicely into the pan, and it's going to rise a little bit more. And we'll come back to it and get it to exactly the way we want it after it rises. So we're going to put the towel back on, and I'll do the other 2, and we'll get back to you a little later to show you how to put it in the oven, place your toppings on, and have a great pizza night. Hi again. So the dough rose in the pan. We took dough off of each one to make a specialty pizza on a big pan later with a thinner crust. Now the oven is preheated to 450. We have all our toppings ready to go. The sauce is on the stove. It's been simmering since early this afternoon. And we are going to put some fork holes in the pizza doughs that we're going to cook for about 10 minutes at 450 to get some air through to the bottom, and so that when we put the toppings on, the pizza cooks through after we put it back in the oven. So you can just put as many as you like because it's not going to hurt the pizza dough. It'll go back together once it starts cooking. And we'll show you these pizza doughs again before we put the toppings on, before they go into the oven to cook. And you'll get to see the finished product of your day's work. So the pizza doughs are out of the oven. They have cooked a little bit so that the bottom will be cooked through once we put the toppings on. I have my elves here to help me. My future daughter-in-law Grace, my son Danny, and my son Anthony. And Gennaro and Benny are missing, but my husband is going to join us. He's on the camera right now. So I'm going to put some sauce on each of them, and we're going to make a pepperoni, a chicken parm, and an onion pizza. And the fresh mozzarella and tomato with basil crust is in the oven right now. So you guys can grab your
I'll take
toppings
pepperoni
that you want to work on.
Yeah, chicken parm.
And I'll get some sauce on here for you guys. Which one are you going to do, Anthony?
I'll do this one.
Okay.
This one's the onion.
Yes. Okay. So you can start putting some mozz on that one and onion.
Sure thing.
Okay. I'll get some sauce on this baby.
Danny's favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken parm.
Mm-hmm.
Chicken parm is a crowd pleaser.
Yeah. You like, your favorite's the one in the oven, right?
Yeah, I like the thin crust.
Yeah. And Grace, do you have a favorite?
I don't think so. Not yet. I'll have to eat a piece of all again. Just to taste.
I'm sure. I think we all are throughout the night. Before midnight, we'll be munching at different times. And
Alright, there you go.
all right, wait, I just gotta get some more sauce on Grace's. One more spoonful, and I'll spread it out. Maybe a little more.
Yeah, probably one more.
One more. Okay, and as I said before, we're gonna do the sauce another day. But the most important thing about the sauce when you make it is that you use fresh herbs. Okay, go to it, team.
We're on it.
Artists at work.
Danny already dropped in the cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, grease pepperoni before the cheese.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to wait.
Well, there's a lot of cheese, so we could do pepperoni under the cheese and pepperoni over the cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Sure can.
You're really spreading those out over there. I like the design.
Yeah, oh, very good. Artists at work, like I said. You think that's enough? Nah, a little more.
One more onion?
Yeah, a little bit more.
Alright.
I like the onion on the pizza. Okay. Give some cheese to Grace.
Mm-hmm.
Once you are good. Thank you. Get the chicken on there. We're putting the finishing touches on. So Danny did mozzarella. Then he did the chicken. We're putting a little bit more sauce and he's going to add cheese. We needed a little bit more cheese for the pepperoni. So Grace is going to cheese that up right now too. You guys can share the cheese. Ooh, that looks good. get out.
That spot looked like it needed.
Where? Right here?
Yeah.
That's fair. You know best.
Here.
Whoa.
Okay. This is the final product to go back into the oven at 450. As we did the crust, same temperature. Probably should take about 10 minutes, but I'll let you know the exact time when I take them out and you can see the finished product. Special thanks to my husband for doing all the filming. Happy New Year again to the family. I hope the Bondis in Detroit enjoy. And remember, when you're in Mama B's kitchen, never say mozzarella, it's mozzarella.